Hi, this is LT Survival. In today's video, we're going to review Alone Again Season 2, Episode 9, 10, 11, 12, and my next video is going to be the finale. I'm going to try to go quickly because the season has ended and most people got spoiled who's the winner. So we're going to go through again as usual. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Okay, we meet back with David on the 31. 5 remains. It's going harder and harder for the contestant. They've been either starving or running low on food since the beginning. So some of them have more hardship than others. So David is one that has the most difficulty. I was thinking at the beginning of the episode that he might be one to tap out, but he's trying to sustain himself with kelp. On day 32 he finally remembered how to catch crab, and he catch 6 of them. A simple line pop in the water with limpet on it, and that was it. The crab just hung himself to the line, and he was able to have a substantial meal, sufficiently enough that all nature function start over again. Going to the bathroom in the wood means that your system is online. It means that you have enough food, so you have some waste to put out. So he doesn't like it, but nobody does going in the woods, so without the facilities. So basically he's not starving anymore. So on day 35 he caught 3 rockfish, or 3 fish. He lost 2 to a predator that passed by because he left them in the back on the beach. So he was pretty devastated on that because he was really looking for a very heavy meal on fish. So he continued eating, and he's having more and more food. He continued eating on the day 36 also with fishing, and he resort to get again some crab the way he was doing it with limpet with the fish head. So he got a couple of crab again. He wanted to go fishing with a yo-yo style fishing line. He had a lure on it, but when he threw it, the sand was kind of cold, and he lost it to the water. So he stepped forward to catch it back, but he slipped in the water, so he went waist dip, and that's when the episode stopped. So we're gonna see how he's gonna make his thing. He went back to his sleeping bag and trying to warm up, but that's one of the cliffhanger of those 2 episodes. Larry's food is problematic. He's starting to set up a trap and to catch mice or something like that. So by the time you go check some of his line, and he hears his trap triggered, and he finds nothing. So at night he was so hungry he decided to go down to the beach and check his line. The water was the tide was out, so he was able to check them out, and he caught some fish. So he was really happy, and he was able also to catch some mice with a spear, because it was escaping the trap that had been triggered as he was coming back. We're meeting him back on day 40. Oh yeah, end of the day 33 he catch the sorry, I had to rewrite some of my notes. He catch some fish and crab, and as he returned with the catch of the day to the camp, he hears his trap triggered. So he goes back, and he's having some mouse, and he's going to reset it and have more and more and more. So he's going to have some good protein with the mice. We see the routine. We have a long video going into with Larry, and we go through day 40 to day 50 where we go through routine, and that probably has been installed on day 37, which is the beginning of the episode 10 episode 10. Boredom sets in. It was already getting to him, and boredom sets in, and to occupy himself, he makes a big spoon. If you're bored, it's going to be difficult to be able to continue and to function, have an objective. All of them have objective they have attained. On day 14, we see like that sequence on day 40 to 50, where we see his routine. So basically, he wakes up, eats, cut woods, soup if he has any other stuff, or it's a tea that he's making. Then he goes to bed. Then he comes up, check his trap, eat if he has some food. He eats limpet mine every day, but limpet. Yeah, the mine is kind of difficult to digest. He eats limpet every single day, and he's pretty bored about it. But that makes him sustain about 300 calories per day, which is not a lot. So, and we see him go through that same routine, and he's explaining to us that's the routine. I wake up, I eat, I prepare wood, I prepare fire, I prepare tea, go back to bed, and again and again and again. So it's a game of routine right now. So we switch to Jose. Finally, he completes his kayak and is going out to try it, and it's very tipsy. So since it's very unstable, he will add outriggers. On day 33, Beachcomber found the float he wanted to do his outrigger, so he was really happy. He tested his contraption on day 35. To me, the float seems not to be far enough. He's very tight to the boat, but it seems fine for what he's doing right now. So yeah, and he's having some water coming into the boat, so he's having to return to the shore on day 35. On day 36, he repairs the boat, and he goes for 1.5 miles to the river he wanted to cross over for the salmon run. And when he arrived, there were nothing left. Nothing was left in the river. No salmon coming up. Just carcasses lying around. Bears had taken everything, and there were only a couple of carcasses that were all taken off. So he was pretty down about it. On day 39. He's realizing that he should have exploited the local resources first before trying to go out. So since he has a boat, he's going to rely on jigging, fishing basically with a stick, and he catches first fish. So he's pretty happy about it. And the episode ends there. We lose him at day 39 for that. So, like they say, if the contestant doesn't film, you can't see what he's going. I will come back for the next episode. Justin on day 33, he eats snails, periwinkles basically. On day 34, he gets bored. 11 a.m. and nothing to do, basic thing all done. He's gonna start, since he has every objective done, his awareness about the 22 soldiers' death by suicide, and the foundation, and the work he wants to do with the military. He's getting not motivated to pursue, and he's get the urge to quit and go home. happiness and adventure is no more challenge. So he's less happy, his objectives are set and done, he's ready to go home. So he decided to basically tap out. So while the boat is coming on the 35, he's going to do a last run of exercise because of his gym he had. And he did a nice reflection on his life, so basically an introspection. And that is a really good passage. If you can put your hand on that passage, it's worth listening to. So day 35, he taps out. So we're losing that contest. Nicole, we didn't see her very much on those two episodes. On day 36, she's sitting in the sun because she had a couple of bad weather there, and she let nature sink in. She watched the seal going around her gill net. She had caught a fish in the gill net, but the seal were eating everything. Everything that got into the net, they were taking away. The seal even torn the net on day 38. She had again lost the fish, and she took out the net basically. On day 50, she moved the net, but the seal also still empty it. So she followed the trail of the predator, and she tried to scavenge some food, and she got no luck. So that's where the episode ended. And we go to episode 11 and 12, where we're going to meet again Jose. On day 51, the guys have been out for 50 days, and that's incredible. On day 51, Jose, we're meeting with Jose, and temperatures are freezing in northern Vancouver Island. The temperature dropped around 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which basically announced the winter there. It's very cold to be in the wet kayak, and he's going around trying to find a way of fishing. So he set up a line with floats, and he's hoping to essentially have something on the lines. At 1700, he found, coming back to shore, he found a barrel with a net with mussel on it. Well, even though they had warning of red tide, he decided to consume the mussel, even though there's a potential of intoxication, because he thinks that barrel must have been deeper in the water, farther away before it basically came in, so it might have missed the red tide. It's a big gamble. On day 52, the next day after eating the pot of mussel, he seems okay. So if he had intoxication with red tide, the producer put a line in saying that he would have known within hours. On day 56, he's going around with his kayak again, but his reflection are more interesting. He still wonders how long he still has to go, because on day 56 is when the last year winner learned that he did win. So he was wondering how much more longer the guys were going to go, and if he had the strength to continue farther away. So on day 57, he catch fish 2 times, 2 small fish, and he reflects that he had lost a lot of weight. And on day 58, he couldn't go kayaking because the weather is bad, and he couldn't fish either. So he checked his gill net, and he finds out that the gill net has been pulled out of the bottom, so he's not able to use it anymore. So on day 59, he'll build a float, and he's gonna try to set it up with the kayak, but while he's maneuvering the anchor, the kayak's overturned. Obviously, that's where they caught the season. So that's the end of episode 12. Episode 11 ran day 51 to 56, and 12 will run 57 to 59. David, we meet David on day 51. He's exploring new side of the cove, try to fish, he crab fish in a tide pool, and he gets 3 more crab. The next day is really cold and it's rainy and windy, so he resort to stay in his sleeping bag to keep warm. Hailstorm strike the shelter, so he's stuck basically in the shelter. Most contestants will have the same storm and they will be stuck inside. Day 54, he has a major break for his future, because since it's getting to be wet a lot, he finds about a pound of pine resin. He doesn't have to dig for it; it's there on the side of a tree, and that's going to be. He's going to be able to make fire starter, mix it up with the resin with the bark from some cedar, so it's going to make a lot of fire starting material, which is a good thing for him. So it's going to help him last in the future. On day 57, on episode 12, he finds a nail and he makes a shank, basically a knife, a pointy object to use to either grab fish. So he put some paracord on it and everything. So he's going to be able to stab at something or pull out limpets or things like that. So it's instead of using the point of his knife. He's still able to fish, and he's got the best day on the island probably. He's got 2 large fish on the menu and some crab again. On day 58, he has success again on fishing, lose 1, but he's okay about it. Missing his family a lot. Loneliness is difficult, and isolation also. So it's they all feel that. You'll see throughout that episode they're getting to the end of it. You know that the people are getting too much. I'm just trying to see if I have some time left on my card. Okay. So we meet again Larry at day 51. 1600 hour, and he's still cutting wood, and he questioned himself. Larry is the one that's going to be questioning himself. He's been questioning his stay for a while, and that's getting to him. He's really getting to the brink of it. He questions himself, much introspection. He's looking into it. He must become, one of his reflections must become about life and small things. Day 53, the days are really long and tough. He has to sleep a lot because he has not much energy, consuming only limpets. The editor said that was worth about 360 calories again. He's losing hope. On day 58, he's turning and tossing in his sleeping bag, and he's gonna be having difficulty to continue. He's angry. He's thinking about tapping out. He's emotional. He's torn in indecision, and he's finally breaking down. On the next day, though, after breaking down completely, you see him really lose it. On day 59, he seems to be feeling better. So he decided that might be his last day. So he decided to eat everything he's got, burn his wood that he had accumulated, makes a fire, but at the end of the day he's torn between going and staying. So that's when it's stopped. So we're not sure what it's going to do, but it seems to be having a new lease on life on that. We meet Nicole on day 52. She has to cut wood and hang by the fire because it's really cold again. All our green resources are all weathered down. She has no fish. She tried to forage for food, mushrooms. She has nothing much to eat, and that wears her down. She's been on a very, very low diet in the last 20 days. She eats limpets, but that's asking a lot for herself. Violet? She could still do it, but on day 57 we end up seeing that she taps out. She's sad, but she's relieved. She missed her kids, and loneliness got the best of her, and she had no more energy. So she decided to tap out. So that's it. That's all. The 12 episode is finishing. There's only 3 remaining now, and we end up at that point like that. So the final is gonna be really interesting. Jose's in difficulty. He's been in the water. Larry has had his breakdown, and David had his best day to date. So tables are set. We're gonna see who's gonna win, and that's gonna be in the next video. So if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, like and share this video. We'll see you in the next one.